My name is Dan Maslia, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And today, I'm going to film a video of making botada, or Aboudaju, as many of our Sephardic people call it. My mother immigrated to Atlanta about 100 years ago from Izmir, Turkey. And with her, she brought the recipe that she'd been using to make Aboudaju over the years. Actually, Aboudaju, or botada, was made by the Phoenicians over 3,000 years ago, the records show. And it's not something new that people have been eating. I watched my mother making it over the years, and I decided that I wanted to start making it myself. So about 50 years ago, my Rabbi Shai, who came to our synagogue in Atlanta, he and I together started making roe, Aboudaju, or botada, whatever you want to call it. And we've been doing this and selling it and giving it to friends all over the country. Today, my grandson, Joshua Whitehead, is going to video me while I start the process. So let me start. Here are four, the word dedo in Ladino is finger. We call this a double dedo because there are two pieces. And this is one row. This is about 8 to 9 ounces. And I have already cleaned 2 of them. I'm going to clean 2 more. The way we do it, you get scissors, preferably with a curved bottom, and you cut the veins out first from all over around, and then you clean out the bloodline. And what I've done several years ago, I was at my dentist's office, and he was using an instrument to clean my teeth, and I said, "Stop, Solomon." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I need that instrument." So I'm gonna let you in on a piece of my intellectual property. And this is what I use to clean my roe, and it's worked out very well. The way you do it, you open up the inside of the roe, and you punch a hole at the front to break a hole where the blood comes out, and then you take the other end and you just scrape it down, pull it down, and then the blood comes out and any other veins come out. And that way you've got a clear path here to get it clean. And then turn it over. Any other veins you cut off with these scissors. And then you just lay them out because we're going to salt them. I've got one more here that we've done that I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the vein out. And once again, here we'll cut the vein. And then with my tool, I'll go in and scrape whatever blood is left in the bloodline, scrape it down, get it all out, and then it's ready to be salted. So we take the salt and completely cover it with salt. What we're trying to do is we're going to cure the roe. The first thing when you do, the reason we put the salt is that this will sit for about 2.5 hours, just sitting here in the salt. And the salt will drain out all the fluids inside over a period of 2.5 hours. That will make it a lot easier to cure it, a lot faster, and dry out, and also it will get salty. This is done and laid out only in a warm room for probably 6 days. You cover this so that when the fluids come out, they'll come in here. This will help draw out the liquids in there. Now you leave this for about 2.5 hours, and then after that, then we clean it and dry it out. Hello, we're back. It's been 2.5 hours since the roe has been curing. I've already cleaned 2 of them. Basically, the way you do it, you just simply wash all the salt off as well as you can and dry it off very well. It's important that you dry it completely because during the curing process, if it isn't dry, you could get some mold spots on it. So just dry it very well and then lay it out. Then we'll do this other one here. And in order to get it dried quickly, to get a quick start to it, I usually get a hair dryer and run the hair dryer over the row. I have one here, and I simply run it over for a few minutes. You don't want to hold it too close, or you might cook it. You want to hold it back and run it. What'll happen when you run the hair dryer over it, it'll create a thin film where it looks like it's starting to get hard and cured. So simply run the hair dryer for a few minutes on both sides, and then you're ready to let it start curing. You know, my mother used to cure it a different way. She would take something like a toothpick and put it in between and hang it up on a clothesline. This was a good way in that the air came on both sides, but I make it easier by just laying it out flat. The other thing that I use, I have a space heater that I keep about 6 feet away from the row, and I turn it on every day for a couple of hours and give it a little bit more heat, and it takes about 6 days until the roll is ready. So for you to determine whether the roll is ready or not, you've got to decide how you like it. A lot of people like it soft, whereas others like it hard. So when you get around 6 days or so, you can punch it in, and if you feel it's real soft, let it cure a little longer, or vice versa. So after the 6 days are over, you'll have the roll will look like this when it's done. This is a little bit smaller than those, and then you're ready to wax it. What we do is I'll put it in the refrigerator for about a day, let it cool off, and then I'll go through the wax process, which we'll do next. Hello, I'm back again. We're ready to see about waxing the roll. Now, if you plan on eating it in the next 3 or 4 or 5 days, a week or so, it's okay. But if you want to preserve it for a long period of time, you're best waxing it. And I'm going to reveal to you some more of my intellectual property, a special tool that I use to wax the roll. You can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and you get a little fish hook. And then you take the fish hook and you apply it to the center of the roll and hook it on like this. And then the wax, by the way, has been here. I'll tell you about the wax in a moment. We'll drop the roll into the wax 4 times so that it can be well preserved. This wax, once it's waxed for this long and you put it in the refrigerator, it will last at least a year. The roll will stay fresh at least a year. So I dip it in 4 times, and it dries very quickly. I have another one. The other one I'm going to use, I've already put the fish hook in it, and we'll dip this 4 times. And then there's another way. Actually, there are 2 other ways to wax it. If you don't want to go through this process, you can buy a wax brush, and many people do that when they make cheese. You just take the brush and dip it into the wax and rub the brush on the roll for several times until you have enough wax that you think be sufficient, and then you put it in the refrigerator. The other way I use it, I wax it, is to sometimes when I have a lot to wax, I use this pan. I fill this pan full of wax. I put the fish hook on the top and I just drop it down. This is a lot easier. It doesn't put a hole in the center of the roll. So once you take it out, you just punch the wax to cover up the hole and put this in the refrigerator. The kind of wax that I use is called cheese wax. You can go to the grocery store and get certain kinds of wax, but if it's not cheese wax, it will crack. This wax is very pliable and won't crack, and it'll keep the roll preserved for, as I said, at least a year or so in the refrigerator. Ahora vamos a sentar en la mesa que tienes aquí aceitunas, pisitos de matza, queso cascabel y una botella de Mac 12. Aquí tenemos mi esposa Mimi y mi hija Deborah. Vamos a sentar, vamos a sentir a la canción Va Pensiero del Giuseppe Verdi ópera Nabucco. Saludosos.